Hello, everybody. Welcome to class. Thanks for coming. I am your tech support agent, Tony B. We're going to go over some wireless sensors today. So we have a product, a thermostat, that can use wireless sensors. Our model 7320 thermostat, seen right here, is a Wi-Fi thermostat. You can connect it to the internet, but what we're talking about today more has to do with the wireless sensors. You can connect 3 different wireless sensors to this thermostat. You can connect an indoor temperature sensor, an outdoor temperature sensor, and a humidity sensor. You can connect up to 4 sensors total, but only 1 outdoor sensor or 1 humidity sensor. You can have multiple indoor sensors, but the outdoor and the humidity sensor are limited to 1 each. So the indoor sensor, model 7320, that's an indoor temperature sensor that is compatible with the 7320 thermostat. These two here. You can connect up to 4 of these if you want and take an average reading from all of them. Or you can just connect 1. It's up to you. But you can connect up to 4. Like I said, 4 sensors total. So you could have 2 of these, an outdoor and a humidity. That would be 4 sensors. 4 sensors is the limit. You can have 4 of these, you can have 3 of these, and an outdoor sensor, whatever your combination might need. That's what you can do. We also have the outdoor sensor, 7490. 7490 is our outdoor temperature sensor. So this can be used, it can give you the outdoor temperature reading on your thermostat display, but it's most useful for setting up compressor balance or compressor lockouts based on your outdoor temperature for heat pump systems. Heat pump systems sometimes can benefit from locking them out when the outside temperature gets too cold. And then the last sensor that we have is the humidity sensor, this model here. This is a humidity sensor that goes into your air handler. It is hardwired for power and connects directly then to humidification or dehumidification equipment that you might have on your HVAC system. So we're going to take a look at how this works, how we pair them, how we get them communicating to the thermostat, how to remove them or clear them if needed. So let's get this started. I have wired up a model 7320 thermostat here for our sample. It's currently wired up, showing 79 degrees. Okay, now we're going to pair our first sensor. To do this, we got to get into the wireless setup menu. On this model, we're going to press the config and the daytime buttons at the same time. Hold those for a few seconds, and you will see that the screen will change, showing us our wireless menu. You're going to see Wi-Fi skip, or if you have already connected to the Wi-Fi network, your network name will appear. We need to skip the Wi-Fi portion by pressing next to go to our sensor pairing menu. It will show sense, and you'll see the radio symbol flashing. So now we're ready to pair a sensor. So we're going to use our indoor sensor. We're going to turn it over. On the back side, we're going to press the connect button for 3 seconds and let go. When it pairs, the light will go solid blue, and you will see IDS1 in the screen to indicate indoor sensor number 1 has been paired. This light will stay solid blue for about 60 seconds. So we have one indoor sensor now paired to this thermostat. As I mentioned before, you can pair multiple indoor sensors. So if you wanted to do a second one, you could. We would press next, and it would take us back to the sensor option where we could pair a second indoor sensor. In today's example, we're going to move on and we're going to pair an outdoor sensor instead. Outdoor sensor here has a retaining screw here. I've removed it. Push up on this, slide the cover off, and you can see inside of the sensor. This is the outdoor sensor. The outdoor sensor uses lithium batteries. Lithium batteries are better for outdoor conditions with cold or heat compared to alkaline batteries. So you want to use lithium batteries in your outdoor sensor. Down here is your connect button, and it's the same process. We're going to put the button for 3 seconds and then let go. It will pair up with the light going solid blue, and now you'll see ODS in the screen indicating an outdoor sensor has been paired. The light will stay solid blue again for about 60 seconds. And then it flashes occasionally during normal operation. So now we have paired 2 sensors to this thermostat, one indoor sensor and one outdoor sensor. The last sensor that we can pair is a humidity sensor. Now, a humidity sensor doesn't use batteries. It gets hardwired to your air handler HVAC equipment with 24-volt control circuit power. Pop the cover off. The wires come in through the back side. They connect to the R and C terminals. There's other terminals for dehumidification and humidification equipment that you can connect then to your whole house humidifier or dehumidifier that you want to control through the thermostat. This is just wired for power, so we're just going to go with this for now. We're going to press next so that our thermostat shows us sense and the wireless symbol is flashing. And then we would press the connect button again for 3 seconds and then let go. The light will turn solid blue, indicating it's connected, and you'll now see HMS in the screen, indicating humidity sensor is connected. When they connect, the wireless symbol goes solid. So now we have an indoor sensor, an outdoor sensor, and a humidity sensor all connected to this thermostat. So at this point, we're done adding sensors. We can hit the return button on the screen, and that will take us back to a normal temperature display. Since we have an outdoor sensor connected, we can touch the room temperature, and it will show us down here what our outdoor temperature is. And then it'll go back to your home screen. Pressing the room temperature shows you the outside temperature. Now your indoor sensors, we have to go into the installer setup menu and direct whether we want to take our indoor temperature reading from the thermostat itself or from the sensor. That is something that we have to do. Just pairing it alone does not make the thermostat read from that sensor. So I'm going to show you where we get to this. We're going to press the System and Config button to get into the installer setup menu. Your first option will most likely say res. It could say com if you set it to commercial. Then we're going to press the next button to advance through the menu. and we are going to the sensor option. It will say sense. Sense. And it is set at I for internal. So right now the thermostat is taking the temperature reading from the internal temperature sensor of the thermostat. But if you've paired a remote sensor, you most likely want to take that reading from the remote sensor. So we would change this to E using the up and down arrow key for external sensor. Now all temperature readings are read from that remote sensor. There is a third option of A, which is average. So it averages the reading of the thermostat and the sensor. So you need to set this accordingly. Simply pairing the sensor to the thermostat does not mean that we are automatically reading from that sensor. We have to go into this menu and intentionally set it to external. Once it's set to external, then you can hit the return button and save that, and then your temperature reading will reflect the reading from that sensor rather than the thermostat location. So, if we have an event where we lose communication with one of the sensors, or all of the sensors, depending on what you have paired, your thermostat will put an error message in the screen here that will say COM loss, and then what sensor. So it might say COM loss IDS1. That means communication loss to the indoor sensor number 1. Or COM loss ODS, meaning that we have a communication loss with the outdoor sensor. In most cases, this is simply going to be a low battery condition. And simply replacing the battery in the sensor, putting it back in service, will resolve the issue. It might take up to 10 minutes for it to reconnect after you've replaced the battery, so give it a little time. If that message persists and we still have a communication loss, then we're going to need to properly clear the sensor and clear the thermostat, and then reconnect just like we did on the initial installation. So clearing the sensor is pretty easy. So here's our indoor sensor. We're going to assume that we've lost communication for some reason. We need to clear this sensor. To clear it, we're going to press the connect button and hold it down until we see the indicator light go solid red. It'll take about 10 seconds. It'll flash blue a little bit, and then you'll get solid red. Then let go. You'll blink blue, red, and then turn off. Now the sensor has been cleared of the previous connection profile. In addition, we need to clear the thermostat so that we can add sensors back to it. So we're going to go into the installer setup menu, which is the system and config button. Once we get into that menu, instead of pressing next, we can press back. That'll take us to the very last item in the menu, which is our clearing option. Clear 0, nothing is cleared. Clear 1 clears all wireless sensors, and clear 2 is a master reset of the entire thermostat. We're going to do clear 1 and then press next. Now we have cleared all previous wireless sensor connections. So in this case here, we can now reconnect our indoor sensor. We'd have to reconnect our outdoor sensor, and we would also have to reconnect our humidity sensor. Each one of those sensors needs to be cleared in the same way. hold the button until the light turns solid red to ensure that the sensor has been cleared. Then you can reconnect just as instructed earlier. So this is the wireless sensors that are available for this model 7320 thermostat. Very useful in a lot of applications. If you have more questions about it, feel free to call me. I'll talk you through it, give you a private class. We can discuss how to set it up, what might be good for you. Thanks for watching.